Hi students, today I am going to discuss the block cipher modes of operations. So block cipher modes of operations are four different types of block cipher modes of operations. Before I will explain this block cipher modes of operation, I just recall one of the statement, one of the concept in cryptography is the dimensions of cryptography. The dimensions of cryptography is the first one, the type of operation which we convert the plain text into ciphertext. That is the concepts which we convert the plain text into ciphertext in the two ways. One is the substitution technique and second one is the transposition technique. The second dimension of cryptography is the number of keys are used. So the number of keys are used in the sense in the total cryptography. So we can use two different types of keys are used. One is conventional cryptography. That means the single key is operated on both sides of encryption and decryption. And the second type of keys are used, that is public key cryptography. So in public key cryptography, we can observe there are two keys are used in the public key cryptography, which is also called the asymmetric key cryptography or the two key cryptography. So the two keys are the public key and the private key. So we know that the secrecy is in private key, not in public key. The third dimension of cryptography is the way in which the plain text is processed. In what way we can process the plain text? That is using either stream cipher or block cipher. The stream cipher is a technique which we can submit the input data as one by one, that is the streaming pattern, one by one bit, one by one element. And coming to the block cipher modes, the block cipher is nothing but we can submit the input data is in the form of the blocks. Now we can observe in the last classes, the 8-bit block is encrypted using SDS, the 16-bit is encrypted using Feastal cipher, 32-bit is from the 32-bit onwards is encrypted using the DES. Even 32-bit is also encrypted by the Feastal cipher structure. Now, in the third dimension of cryptography, the way in which the plain text is processed, the second part of that is the block cipher. Now, the block cipher data is taken in the form of the blocks. How it will be the encrypted? The block size data is encrypted. The way in which the plain text is processed in these four different block cipher modes of operation. So, in that the first one is the electronic codebook mode, and second one is the electronic cipher block chaining mode, and third one is the cipher feedback mode, and the fourth one is the output feedback mode. So these are the four of block cipher modes of operation in which the plain text is processed. So in that the first one is electronic codebook mode. So the electronic codebook mode is the simplest method of encryption operation. So which the number of bits are taken one by one. So that is in the form of the block. That is the 8 block is considered the first one. So the second 8 bits are considered to the second block. The third 8-bit block is considered to the third block, and so on. That means the total data is divided into the equal number of bits. So each equal number of bits are considered the block. Now you can observe in this diagram. So this diagram it is an electronic codebook mode. Now you can observe here. So the plain text is taken with a key. So always the encryption pattern is considered the plain text with the key order. Here the first block is, you can observe the first block, the block cipher encryption. So the second block is considered the block cipher encryption, and third block is considered to the block cipher encryption. So that means here the n number of blocks are divided based on the size of the data. Suppose the size of the data is 64. The 64 is divided, suppose we can divide the 8 number of equal blocks. Each block contains the 8-bit data. So in this manner, so we can observe each block is encrypted with the key, and finally we can derive the ciphertext. So each and every block can be derived the ciphertext. So that is the first block. So the first block the plain text is applied to the key and finally derive the ciphertext. In the second block of plain text is applied to the encryption and with the key, then finally derive the ciphertext. And third one, so the third block of data is taken as a plain text and encrypted with the key, then it derives the ciphertext. So that means each and every block can derive one ciphertext, and finally we can combine all the ciphertext in the one data. So that means it defines to the total ciphertext. And coming to the decryption model, so now you can consider in the decryption identification, the ciphertext is taken as an input with the key, and the block cipher decryption is considered, that is the decryption algorithm is considered here. So we can take the decryption algorithm, that is ciphertext with the key, and finally we can derive the plain text message. So we will continue until the last block. So now we can combine all the decrypted data that can be formed as a plain text. So whatever the sender encrypted the plain text data, the same data is derived here. So the electronic codebook mode is the simple mode, which is that divides the data into n number of blocks. Each block is encrypted with the key, and we can combine the total data. And finally, in the decryption, similarly, the reverse of the encryption process, and so this process may contains the same key, and finally it derives the plain text message. So this is the a simple electronic codebook mode, and you can observe here in the ECB mode, the encryption parallelizable is taken the possible, and the decryption parallelizable is taken the possible, and random read access is also the possible. Whatever we want the block of data, so we can consider that block of data here is the possible, because of the individual block is encrypted, and finally it derives the ciphertext message. So this is the simplest method of the electronic codebook mode. Coming to the cipher block chaining mode. So in the cipher block chaining mode, so here one more operation we can consider, the XOR operation is included in this model. So now you can observe as a simple understanding with this particular diagram. So here it is considered, this is the process of the encryption model. So what this encryption is nothing but the given plain text. Here also the n number of blocks are divided, but here the concept of the cipher feedback mode is the second block input is taken from the first block output. Now you can observe in this diagram the second block, now clearly you can observe here, this is the second block input. The second block input is taken from the first block output. So the first block output is substitute to the second block input, and similarly the second block output is added to the third block input. So we will continue until the last block. That means if we consider the second block must be depends on the first block. But here one more concept is taken, that is the IV. IV is an initial vector. Initial vector is a type of data which can arrange the information with based on the plain text. Suppose the plain text is taken the 8 bits, and we can apply the initial permutation to the 8-bit data. So the initial permutation is in one order, we can take some type of permutation. So we can apply some permutation to the input in plain text data, and we can take some order. The vector is taken, all the elements should be arranged in the either the ascending order or the descending order. That means a particular direction of the data is taken. So that direction of data is taken in the form of the initial vector. Now this initial vector is exclusive with the plain text message. Now you can observe here the initial vector is exclusive with the plain text message, and then only it can be formed as the input data. So now in this diagram you can apply, you can observe very clearly, this is an observation of this particular exclusive data. So this exclusive data is taken the IV data, that is an initial vector data, and the plain text data. So these two data are exclusive. We know that the exclusive operation, suppose for example A exclusive B in the sense A dash B plus B dash A, that is A complement into B plus B complement into A. So similarly, the exclusive operation is taken the in between the bits of plain text and the initial vector, and finally derives the original plain text, which is the combination of the plain text with the initial vector, and that data is encrypted with the help of the key. So here you can observe the key is taken. So that key is added to the encryption cipher block encryption. So finally derive the ciphertext data. Now you can observe here the ciphertext data. So this ciphertext data is depends on the initial vector also. So this is the first block of data. Now that ciphertext data is applied to the next block input data, that is in the place of the IV. So here you can observe in the initial block we can consider the IV data, and in the next block we can consider the output of the first block data, and similarly this process will continue until the last block. So that means the third block is depends on the second block output data, the fourth block is considered depends on the third block output data, which is submit to the input of the fourth block, and so on. That means each block of the next is depends on the previous one, but the initial block is taken the encryption process with the help of the IV initial vector. This is one of the method to provide the more secured, because the bits can be transmitted. The plain text is arranged with the initial vector, exclusive with the initial vector in some order, and if any opponent may identify that message during the transmission, so he may not be identified what the original message, because it is very difficult to identify. So because the initial vector is added to the plain text and encrypted with the key, that means more times of encryption is possible to take. Suppose he may identify the third block of data, so he should know the second block output, he should know the first block output. So without knowing that, this is not possible to find the plain text. So this is the another type of mode, that is the cipher block chaining mode. Chaining process, in the sense the first link, second link is depends on the it will include the first link. The two links are linked with the third one. The third one is linked with the fourth one. That means if any block of data is taken, so we should find that particular data with the help of the previous block data. So this is very difficult to identify. So that's why the cipher block chaining is better than the electronic code book mode. And similarly you can observe in the decryption side. So the decryption is the similar of the reverse of the encryption process. So similar concept of the cryptography, that is reverse of the encryption process. Here we take the input is the ciphertext, and that input is encrypted with the cipher's decryption. And here you can observe the initial vector is exclusive after decryption. In the encryption, so before encryption we can add the initial vector. So here in the decryption, after decryption we can add the initial vector. So this is the reverse order, and finally we get the plain text here. You can observe the plain text here. Finally we can consider the plain text here. So with the help of here the initial vector is exclusive with the decrypted data, and finally derive the plain text. Now you can observe the second block decryption is taken the first block cipher data. That means the first block data is whatever the data you can consider, the data is directly here we observe this is the first block cipher data. So that means directly exclusive with this particular after decryption process. So that means in the previous we can add the first block encrypted data is applied to the next block. Here the first block ciphertext data is added to the next block. So this is the similar of the encryption process. Only the reverse order is the initial vector is exclusive after decryption. In the second block, the first block ciphertext is exclusive after the second block decryption, and so on. This process will continue until this. So that's why here you may be observe the difference. So there is no encryption parallelizable, because the encryption parallelizable in the sense the second block encryption is depends on the first block encryption. So the third block encryption is depends on the second block encryption. That's why there is no encryption parallelism of this particular cipher block. And third one is the Now you may we observe cipher feedback mode. So this is the cipher feedback mode. In the cipher feedback mode, you can observe one more concept. We can select the S bits. So the cipher feedback mode is one of the mode of block cipher. So in this block cipher, we can observe here the IV is taken as the similar of the cipher block chaining mode. That is the initial vector. The initial vector is encrypted. After that only we can select a S number. So how many bits are taken? The S number is nothing but if the size is 64, we can eliminate the S bits or the minimum of 8 bits. The 8 bits are eliminated. So the remaining B minus S bits are taken here. So now you can observe B is the total number of bits. Now simply we can understand this B minus S. So S is the selected bits, whatever we can select from the data, so which can be segregated and separated from the encrypted data, and we can consider the remaining B minus S bit data. So that B minus S minus bits data is exclusive take operation in between that B minus S data exclusive with the plain text P1. So here the two more operations are considered in this particular cipher feedback mode. That is initial vector is encrypted, and after that we can select the few bits, that is S bits, and S bits are eliminated from B minus B, that is B is the original one of encrypted data. So B minus S bits are taken, and that bits are exclusive with the plain text P1, and after that only we can derive the C1. Now you can observe that in the second block similar operation is considered, but here only the change is shift register operation is taken. So we can change the number of bits shift register using the shift register. So again we can select the S bits, and we can eliminate the bits from the original ciphertext, that is the B. So here you can observe the first block output, that is the cipher block, is input of the, so now you can observe, so input of the second block. So that can be applied to the shift register. After that we can encrypt the data. So that is in the place of IV. So we can apply the first block ciphertext data to the shift register data, and finally we can select the S bits, and we can eliminate the remaining bits or B minus S bits. That can be exclusive with the P2, that is the plain text 2, and after that we can derive the C2. Again the C2 is applied to the third block, and the third block data is applied to the fourth block, and so on. We will continue this process. So what the special of this particular cipher feedback mode is, here we can use the selected S bits for random check. So for the parity check, parity check is used for error correction and error detection method. So that can be applied. So we can take that criteria here, and one more is the shift register operation. So these two operations are taken in this cipher feedback mode. Now you can observe, so the cipher feedback mode is more useful concept compared to the previous two, that is electronic codebook mode and cipher feedback mode, because of it gives more encrypted pattern compared to the previous two. And coming to the last one is the output feedback mode. This is an output feedback mode. Output feedback mode in the sense, you can observe here, each and every ciphertext is taken after the exclusive of P1 and encrypted data. But here you can submit after encryption data. So before exclusive operation, the IV is encrypted data. IV is encrypted. That initial vector data is encrypted with the key K. That data is applied to the next block. You can observe here. This data is only applied to the next block, not the exclusive data. This can be separated of the C1. So the C1 is derived separately, so which is exclusive the given plain text P1. So these two are exclusive after encryption data. But here we can submit the next block. So the encryption data is taken to the next block input, and similarly this process will continue until the last block. So the P1 block is separate, P2 block is separate, P3 block is separate. These blocks are encrypted. That means these blocks are exclusive operation in between the IV of encryption and the plain text, and finally we can derive the ciphertext C1, and similarly we can derive the ciphertext C2. So in the decryption also, it is the reverse of the encryption process. So every time we take in the reverse order. Now you can observe here the similar encryption data is decryption data is applied to the next block of data. So here clearly we can observe here the decrypted data is applied to this particular. So that means the already the encryption process is done, which takes the reverse order only with the help of the SC1 and the IV, that is an initial vector. So this is somewhat a difficult encryption process to identify the original message, because it will be the taken a different procedure compared to the previous three. So these four are the block cipher modes of operation in which the plain text is processed. So this is the way the plain text is encrypted. Sometimes I apply the IV, sometimes we can apply the shift register, sometimes we can separate the S bits from the plain text, that is B minus S, and these all are the encrypted, and finally we can derive the ciphertext message. In similarly, in the decryption we can apply the reverse order, and the reverse order is a reverse order of the encryption process, and which is continued to the same procedure until the last block. So this is the one of the dimension of the cryptography. So the third dimension of the cryptography, the way in which the plain text is processed, either we can process the stream cipher or the block cipher. So these four categories comes under the block cipher. That's why the block cipher modes of operations are considered to encrypt the data. So in that, the first one is the electronic codebook mode, cipher block chaining mode, cipher feedback mode, and output feedback mode.